Hey, I'm Rob Adams with Adorama, and today we're taking a look at the all-new Panasonic Lumix DG VARIO-SUMMILUX 10-25mm 1.7 lens. There is a lot to cover about this wide to medium range focal length lens for Panasonic Lumix Micro Four Thirds systems, so let's dive in. As a cinematographer shooting primarily weddings and events, I like that this lens is fairly lightweight for its size, and the fact that it's a zoom lens. It only weighs about 1.5 pounds, which makes it a great option for using on a handheld gimbal or for run and gun handheld shooting. As a GH5 shooter myself, I got a chance to use this lens on a recent wedding, and there's several characteristics about it that I really like. As is the case with most Summilux lenses, the Lumix 10-25 is tack sharp. All the way through the focal zoom range, I found the image to be crisp from center to edge, and in reviewing my 4K footage full screen, I was happy to see this, especially from a lens that offers a shallow 1.7 aperture all the way through. Now, I was shooting at a variety of apertures, but I do tend to stay on the more shallow side of the scale most of the time, with a focal distance range of 0.92 feet to infinity. Focusing this lens in a variety of framing scenarios, especially being on a Micro Four Thirds camera, nailing focus was not hard to do given the very wide depth of field range even at shallow apertures. The 35mm equivalent of the 25mm focal length, which is essentially a 50mm on a Micro Four Thirds sensor, does give you the ability to get milky bokeh backgrounds. But for me, the key of this lens was its ability to grab sharp focus all the way through its zoom range. In a run and gun situation like a wedding, that's key, so I was able to grab dynamic wides and 50mm equivalent medium shots with a nice choice of depth of field, making the 10-25 a really versatile lens for the Lumix system. Another attribute I really like in any video-centric lens is a declicked aperture ring, which the 10-25 has, making exposure changes silky smooth as lighting profiles change throughout a scene. On weddings, I tend to stick to my own one shot, one exposure rule, but for scripted filmmaking and camera tracking shots, a declicked aperture ring is always crucial. I did take some time to test the autofocus capability of this lens paired with the GH5. The autofocus performed similar to other cameras in the Lumix line. A little tweaking of the autofocus sensitivity settings in the camera got me some usable AF with the face and eye tracking mode turned on. As with all Lumix lenses, the 5-axis stabilization you get from both the body and the lens are very effective and always a welcome feature. The stabilization offered with the 10-25, mounted on a GH5 for example, gives you limitless handheld possibilities. You barely need a monopod or a tripod when shooting with this lens on a GH5. The macro distance limit on the 10-25 1.7 is less than a foot, allowing for focusing very close up. Not exactly ultra macro in range, but very useful nonetheless. So all in all, from a video perspective, I see this Summilux lens being a fantastic wide to medium range option for Micro Four Thirds Panasonic systems. So that's my review. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely check out this lens and be sure to hit like and subscribe to Adorama TV here on YouTube. I'm Rob Adams. See you soon.